Today we're answering some of the questions that you fear to ask people about vaginal births. We have given birth vaginally 3 times, and I think we're done.
3 times?
3 times in the labor ward. And now we're going to answer all your questions. I asked you guys to ask me on Instagram any questions that you've always wanted to ask about vaginal births, and we're going to be real and candid and answer them in this video. Hey babe, welcome back to the channel.
Thank you.
We missed you. I missed you.
Glad to be here.
So we're going to be answering questions on vaginal birth. They're on the phone, so I'll keep looking.
I feel like these questions are really, even me, I have questions. So you're going to...
You also have questions. Does it pain a lot when starting to have sex after vaginal birth? Does one bleed during intercourse?
The second question, I can answer no, but...
No bleeding. Pain, after we had our first, which was almost 5 years ago, it was painful. But I also believe that it was because painful? It was really painful that I dreaded having sex.
You didn't tell me.
I told you.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I dreaded having sex because I feel that it was painful because I was a lot in my head. Like I was constantly thinking about, like, I knew that I had been stitched. I knew that a whole human being had come out of my vagina. Like, so I was in my head. Yeah, so we had to actually visit a couple friend of ours, Rev J and Mona, and we just had a conversation with them, and they helped me get out of my head because it was a lot of my mind that was contributing to the pain.
Okay. So it was painful in your mind?
In my mind.
To a certain percent?
Yeah, to a certain extent. Of course, physically, of course, there's also that pain because I feel like you go back to sort of being a virgin, so there's still that pain.
Depending
but most
of...
Yeah, but most of the pain was attributed to my mind. Yeah. Does the vagina go back and to how tight it was before? You tell us.
Probably not. Probably not. Yes, I think the doctor has to help a lot when stitching to make sure he can.
That's a good job.
Yeah, try to bring it back as close as possible. But should I use it like, should I say a shoe? Like, even if it's a brand new shoe, like if you're for a day.
Once you enter the shoe.
Somehow it doesn't exactly. Yeah, so I think.
Okay, and I would
pretty close, yeah.
And I'd also encourage women to do Kegel exercises. The vagina is a muscle, so it's like when there's nothing, it's like a collapsed muscle. So do your Kegels to strengthen that muscle. That's what I would say. Is it positive to push and not be stitched? This
possible. I think, is it possible?
Positive. Yes, it's possible. It's possible to push and not get stitched. A friend of mine has done it, Lisa, so you can ask her. How do you get back your mojo for sex? Did you ever lose your mojo?
No.
I'd be shocked if you did. I lost my mojo, I think partly because of hormones, especially breastfeeding. Breastfeeding, it's like your brain, once you're breastfeeding, your brain tells your body, we're not ready to have a baby. Because ideally, your body thinks sex is just for babies. These things are fun, it doesn't know. The brain doesn't know. So, no, the point of the body is that sex is for procreation. So we're trying to make a baby. That's why women's libido is higher during ovulation. When the egg is coming, they're like, let's get this baby. But when you're breastfeeding, for a certain period, for some people, the period takes a while to come back. So those feelings are gone. So you're going to have to work a lot with your mind. That's what I do. My mind, try to get yourself back into the groove. If you can, try and feel sexy, like wear nice clothes that make you feel good, even while you're still trying to lose weight. Look nice, dress up nice, get out of the lesu, stop smelling like breast milk. Like, try and get yourself to look nice. And that way you also find that you're also in the mood. Someone asked, I have been having a UTI consistently. What do I do to solve it? Because I'm spending a lot and not healing. I would say, first of all, see a doctor. Because sometimes you're self-medicating UTIs. And then when you go to the bathroom, please don't wipe back to front. Front to back is the correct way. And then when you do take your antibiotics, when you prescribe antibiotics, make sure you take the entire course and finish. If you can drink things like cranberry juice, Greek yogurt, all those things help. But first of all, see a doctor and make sure it's actually a UTI that you're treating. Can someone become tight again after vaginal birth? Can I prevent tears? This one I think we already answered.
Yeah, but I think tight again, yes. But the doctor has a very
role
important
to play as well.
Yeah. However, the second question was something to do with
can I prevent tears?
Can you prevent tears? That also I think depends on the doctor because they can when you're giving birth they can determine whether you are actually going to tear or not.
Actually, for us, it wasn't tearing per se. Well, I was given an episiotomy. Yes. So an episiotomy is where the doctor makes a little cut to allow the baby to come out. Yeah.
And it's determined a lot by, I think,
the size of the baby.
The size of the head of the...
Yeah. Tips on how to get back to sex again after the trauma of an experience. Maybe now you also break it down. Like, is there a role that husbands can play to try and get their wives back?
One, pray for her to come back. Because a lot of you stay in your head. I'm breastfeeding. I'm waking up all night.
I'm tired.
I'm the one doing all the. I'm tired. And then you want, yes, but also I have to be understanding because there are certain things that the mother is going through that you're going through. For example, when you're breastfeeding, you're still bonding with the child, right? So if I'm to do anything, maybe I can bap the child. I can shower the child. When the child is sleeping, maybe I can give you a treat, maybe a
massage.
Yeah, or something like a small snack, like a
louder for the people at the back.
Yeah, a small chocolate or those things that you used to do even when she wasn't pregnant. They still work. Yeah. It's not easy. And I understand for the men. It's not easy.
So if you can even, if you can manage to get some time out of the house, go for a date night, like try and reconnect away from the baby, even if it's just 30 minutes, an hour, try and do that because that season, the woman is trying to be with her, like that is your natural instinct. You're trying to be with the baby. So it's easy for you to drop this ball on your relationship.
But on this same point, I feel like it's a two-way street. As much as we have a lot to do, I feel like you also have to tune your mind to the fact that we are married, we are one, and there's some vows we made when we got married. And one of them was, all that I am is yours, all that I have is yours. And so tune your mind to that. You have to tune your mind to know that, okay, this is, yes, a marital duty, but it's also for me to enjoy.
Yeah, sex is not just for the husband to enjoy, but for you as well. That's true. Is it true that vaginal birth is the only way to bounce back? No, it's not. How does it feel like in labor the second time? I'm so nervous. Explain it. I feel like the second time was much easier than the first because we knew what to expect. With the first, at some point, we felt like it's too much for us. We can't handle it. At some point, Mark and I couldn't make decisions, and our mom had to come in and help us make a decision. So the second time was much better. We knew what to expect. I had learned how to breathe, like that whole breathe in for, breathe out. Like I knew how to control my body. So I feel like it was easier. Even making the decisions that we needed to was so much easier. We had to, I had to be augmented. So augmenting is where they give you a drip that makes the contraction stronger. So with the first baby, we didn't know we didn't know how to even make that decision. So that's the decision our mom made for us. So with the second baby, we knew what it entailed, and we made the decision faster. So they augmented. She was out in no time. So that was easier. And the third time was even much easier. We knew how to labor and how to get labor to progress faster. We got to hospital and the baby was out in 1 hour and 45 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, second time around, just try out. I always say, try and don't let fear consume your mind. Because once there is fear, your whole body is going to respond to fear. Just know that God has given your body the ability to do all things pertaining childbirth. So your body is capable. You can do whatever it is that you're supposed to do to give birth to your baby. Have faith, push out fear. So I want to say that everyone heals differently. Just because I took 2 weeks doesn't mean that you will. There's a friend of mine who has taken, I think, 2 months. So it really depends. But also listen to your doctor on what they advise that you do to treat the area. I've shared before in postpartum videos what my doctor asked. So go and find those asked us to do to heal the area. Yeah. Go and find those videos and watch.
But I think a practical example for healing, what I noticed you eating most of the time for like almost 2 months was greens and ntula.
Yeah, I was eating a lot of greens.
That was for breakfast.
Ntula are garden eggs. Are they? Yeah, garden eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did a lot of vegetables and fruits.
Vegetables and fruits. And then what's with the blue soap?
Oh, the blue soap is for washing the area. So that's what our doctor advises that you use. Because he believes that some people are told to use salt and water. He believes that it's very harsh and will end up dissolving the stitches before the area heals. So you find that you're taking a while to heal because the stitches dissolved faster than the skin had healed. Yeah, so blue laundry soap, that's
laundry soap?
Bar soap.
Bar soap. Okay.
Yeah.
Like milk one or that kind of thing.
Okay. But there's some people who watch this and they're out of
Okay.
Yeah, so you just lather the soap, clean the area, no douching. So just to clean the area that has the stitches and wash off with water. Is it possible giving birth on your knees? I have not given birth on my knees in hospital, but actually when we hosted Cynthia, the video that came out in the second week of October, she shared that she delivered on her knees. So you can talk to your doctor about your birth plan.
Yeah.
And if that's a position that you're comfortable with, I'm sure they would make it possible for you. First time soon to be mom, kindly advise on the healing process. I think that's what we've just shared. And hygiene. You've got to be really clean. When you're wearing these maternity pads and adult diapers and all that, make sure you're changing them frequently. Keep the area clean and dry. How to minimize the risk of tear? Honestly, I don't know. I've had episiotomies for all 3. But I would say during labor, listen to the doctor and listen to your body. Usually you will tear, especially those bad tears will happen when you're pushing, when there's no contraction, or like you're just not listening to the doctor's instructions. So keep listening to the doctor. Have you ever been stitched twice? Like the first didn't hold things together and then you go back? No, I haven't. Yeah. I haven't. But one of my good friends, her stitches opened up before she had healed, and she went back. The doctor said, you're just going to have to wait it out and the place will heal. They didn't stitch her again.
Ouch.
Yeah. You were there in the labor ward for all 3 babies. Did you, and you saw, you didn't do those things of staying up these ends. You saw the baby coming out.
Yeah.
Did that change your perception of me or make me less sexy to you? Or can I even be less sexy?
No. I think it depends on, because all men are different. So you can't force your husband to see if he doesn't find it comfortable seeing. So you can't.
But I also know that most women fear, like they don't want the husband to see.
Yeah. So it depends on the couple. My experience was interesting because I'm I like
Curious.
I like to learn how do things work, why, I like this.
Where did my
why,
child come
when,
from?
how. I love those questions. So I for me it was fun, and the point that really was more stressful for me, I felt a lot of pain, was you struggling especially for the first time delivery, because you shouted, I need relief.
Yeah.
God help me. How am I going to do this? And for me, that was my pain point. But seeing the child come out was exciting. It actually gave me a different perspective. It made me look at you differently, because
in a good way.
Yeah, because you can have a wife or a woman in your life, and it's a totally different. People say women are strong, women are etc. But it's not until you see her
How strong.
pushing a child, like you see the head come out, and then a whole new person comes out, and you realize this person is actually stronger than I am. Because I don't know if I can push a child.
You can't.
I can't. Yeah.
Small flu and you're down.
No.
Yeah.
But I think it was, for me, it really drew me closer to you because of what I could see, what I saw you do. I got to respect you even more as a woman, but also as a mother. Yeah. So how did I feel? If there's anything that if you're looking for a reason to stick with your wife as a man, go to the labor ward together if you can handle it.
Or theater.
Yes.
Be there in that process.
Yeah.
Because the birth of a child is like the birth of a new you.
It's such a divine experience.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, guys. I hope we have answered all your questions. If there's,
I have one more thing to say. Now, I feel like all these questions have two important answers, and I think this is the most important thing that you have to take note of. The first one is you have to know that you have to believe that you're working with a very senior and reputable doctor. That's very important, because all these questions can be answered by the doctor. Secondly, you have to work. This is a mind thing. So when you're planning to give birth, have a discussion with your doctor. If your doctor says you can actually push the child, do it.
Believe them.
If he says this might be difficult, that's also fine. But the most important thing is you have to believe in your mind. We've talked about this, I think, in a video sometime. Yeah. You have to know that I'm going to give birth to this child successfully or safely, and this child is going to come out. That's it. Yeah.
I remember actually when we had just gotten married, fun fact, I told Mark, I don't want to give birth vaginally. I want to just have an elective C-section. I don't think I can do that. And Mark told me, no, babe, you can do it. And we started to dispel fear, because that was coming from a place of fear, because I had seen people in labor and I thought I can't do it. And he helped me to start to dispel that fear. And here we are. You'd never believe that I pushed 3 babies. Like if the Daisy of 2016 was told she was going to push all 3 of her babies, I probably wouldn't have believed you. So start to work on that fear and replace it with faith, because you can do all things. And even if it goes the other route, you end up giving birth by C-section, just know that God has a plan for every delivery. What matters is a healthy mom and a healthy baby. Yeah, if you have any more questions that we haven't answered about vaginal birth, I feel like we have been as elaborate as possible. Just leave them in the comments and we shall be there and answer them. We shall see you next Thursday.